apart. They are having a 10 feet distance from the Sara. So both Sara and man's energy field had seemed to grow more dense and excited somehow, as though from an inner vibration. As the conversation progressed, their fields began to intermingle. When one of them made a point, his field would create a movement which seemed to struck at the other's field with what appeared to be a kind of vacuum maneuver. But then, as the other person made his rebuttal, the energy would move back in his direction. In terms of the dynamics of the energy fields, winning the point seemed to mean capturing part of the opponent's field and pulling it into oneself. At last, the man left saying some harsh words to Sarah. So Phil and James, they were seeing how the energy is taking place in energy is building between these two in this argument. So at last, so that man, the 50-foot man, is too tall. So he left that place, saying some harsh words to Sarah. So Sarah was a bit angry about and said, "You are a dinosaur," Sarah shouted, which made Phil and James laugh. So because he's too tall, so she represented him as a dinosaur. So as they walked to the lodge, so James and Bill waiting. So James, so this after their conversation, so they said, so why is so Sarah was thinking why this man came and why I was upset. So why I turned my energies like this. So she was a bit confused and she don't know why when they were in such a great consciousness, experiencing this beauty in a higher energy, so suddenly why this person came into there. So Sarah was thinking about, and so they were discussing and they were moving from that place. So as they walked to the lodge, so James saw Will waiting at the jeep. So he motioned for James to come over. In between, James saw Marjorie again. So Marjorie, the girl, the women, they both passed each other's sides. So James and Will started their journey. So James now has to leave that place, and he has to continue his journey with Will. So meanwhile, James shared all his experience, including people he met, and also shared about Marjorie to Will. So in their journey, so Will said, "What do you make of seeing Marjorie again as we pass the gardens?" So Will asked James. So James started to say, just a coincidence, but it's just a coincidence. But instead he said, "I don't know." So he knows it's a coincidence, but he replied, "I don't know." So what do you think? He asked Will. "I don't think anything happens by coincidence. To me, it means you two have unfinished business. Something you needed to say to each other that you didn't," Will said. So James got disturbed and thinking, what was that? And he is relating to Will's words. And so he didn't get any answer for that and kept quiet. Then he started to look into the third insight translation, which Sarah gave him on that day. So the script. The third insight elaborated on the nature of beauty, describing this perception as the one through which humans would eventually learn to observe energy fields. Once this occurred, it said, then our understanding of the physical universe would quickly transform. For instance, we would begin to eat more foods which were still alive with this energy, and we would become conscious that certain localities radiate more energy than others. The highest radiation coming from old natural environments, especially forests. The text in the third insight pointed clearly to the fourth insight. It said that eventually humans would see the universe as comprised of one dynamic energy an energy that can sustain us and respond to our expectations. Yet, we would also see that we have been disconnected from the larger source of this energy, that we have cut ourselves off and so have felt weak and insecure and lacking. In the face of this deficit, we humans have always sought to increase our personal energy in the only manner we have known, by seeing to psychologically steal it from others, an unconscious competition that underlies all human conflict in the world. Then James recollected Sarah's argument with the man. So because Sarah and Phil there, so in that garden, the scientists, they are in the third insight, still they are exploring the third insight, still they are exploring the energies of the plant. So they didn't move to the fourth insight. If they haven't, so if they understood about the fourth insight, so they might understood, then Sarah might understood what had happened with that man then. So this is all about third insight, masters. So next week we will continue. We will go into the fourth insight, the struggle for power. So what is that power for, and how these energies are playing with us? So and mostly our mind. So this was all about the third insight, all about exploring the beauty of the universe, and a beautiful experience that I have experienced is, I don't know, when I started to read this book, I used to get experience first, then I used to read the same in that book. Just a couple of days before my reading, I would get that experience. So when I was going for a walk there, so I had some work at supermarket. So at that place, the supermarket, they allowed some place by planting some trees, beautiful. It's like a small garden. So I have to cross that path to enter into that supermarket. Suddenly, when I saw that place, I don't know. It's like full of bright light, full of I could say like energies, like foggy light. It's like a fog. But on the day it was sunny. Only that part I could see the only like a slight fog, white color fog with so like shining. I thought, what happened to my eyes? I was rubbing my eyes and I was looking other side, but some other sides were so ordinary, but only that place is a bit strange for me. So I thought, okay, I maybe what happened, I don't know. Because I was thinking about the shopping and all, so I left. So after 2 days, when I was reading this book, I was reading this third insight, so how the energy feel, and so I thought, okay, maybe I saw that. So we all can explore that, we all can see that. So this is what even James has said. Our mind plays games, our logic mind. So sometimes we have to detach from our logic mind, right? So thank you so much for listening and being here. If at all you want to share anything on your side, you can unmute, masters. There are so many experiences, while even for shopping also. Yeah, whenever time I'll share later. So thank you so much. If you want to share anything, you can unmute, masters. Okay, then.
Thanks a lot, Sharda Garu.
Thank you, sir.
It was beautiful meditation. Particularly, the time went so very fast when you said it's the last minute. I was thinking it just started now. So it was quite deep. And the content that is shared today from the book as well is quite interesting. recognizing that everything has, has the same energy. And this is what quantum physics as well now is trying to prove and then bring up the things. However, when we look through these things, we understand that this is so ancient, and then looking at everything in this understanding brings greater change in the way we perceive things. So, waiting for the fourth insight that speak about very interesting things as you have shared. So thank you. Thank you, Sarada.
Thank you so much. Yes, Masters, anyone or
Thank you so much, Sharada ji. I joined for the last 15 minutes when you started reading. It's really wonderful to connect back to the Celestine prophecy. And I also noticed, but it's only like during reading the book, I started experimenting with this to observe the beauty first and see how it feels. So surprisingly, every time I see a flower, every time I saw the nature, my energy used to shift and the focus, like maybe not exactly like in the book, but the focus was always on my energy shift and the beauty around. So the feeling used to be very, very joyful. And I use this technique even now whenever I feel my energy levels are low due to any event. I always use the same technique to focus on the beauty around, mostly on the nature. So looking forward for the next insight. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. Yes, we have to experiment. Unless we experiment, we don't understand so I started to believe in myself more when I started to experiment. So thank you so much for your great tip, how to shift from the low to high energies. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you, Masters. Then so even we can try this when if at all we are shopping for any vegetables. So I tried this. I experimented this. So I'll always no, I will put a great effort in picking avocados. Always I will take some more time other than vegetables. Other vegetables are, yeah, okay, I can see and I can sense that I can pick but coming to avocados, I used to think too much. Is it good? How it will be? So one day it's bit to see from the outside, it's like wrinkles out there and it's not too attractive. So but from inside it's telling me, so no, pick this up. So okay, why not I believe in this. So I took that from. So when I opened that avocado, it was so beautiful and it's so delicious and it's perfectly ripened. So next time I went there and just I connected with and just I saw the same, but it's not from inside, or there is no connection. That I didn't feel that connection, no, that experience. So I said, okay, the last time I took this one and was so great. So again I picked up, and to my surprise, it's not so good. So this is what happens sometimes. So the connection, that feeling should come from the inside. Then I understood. Okay. So yeah, it's thank you so much. Then Masters, try to explore all these, experiment all these insights. And one of the vision, one of the vision that in one of the meditation day, when I was meditating, I saw a vision of nature. So after reading this insight, I was not expecting anything. So I just sat in meditation after many days. So then I then I got a vision of sun and moon together. So they are beside each other. So it's surrounded by beautiful trees, and it's like golden yellowish color. That vision is golden yellowish color, and each plant in the nature, each being in the nature is emitting loving energies. And even the stars, even the whole nature is emitting loving energies. So much of love. So that's what I understood. So they are yes, they are giving us, but we got disconnected from the nature. So that's what the fourth insight we are going in struggle. So as we are detached from this in universe, from these energies, and we are trying to fulfill those energies from the others. So yes, thank you then. If at all you want to share, still you can unmute yours, or we can meet in the evening then, masters. Thank you. Yeah, namaste then. See you in the evening, masters. Have a great time. Thank you all. Sir, shall we end the session, or if you want to share?